they didn't tint the windows, and so I told the sales guy, I was like, hey, you guys didn't tint the windows, and he goes, oh, let's just do it whenever you get when your plates come in, when you come bring it in to put the plates on. Okay. So I was like, all right, fine. So my plates come in, and then the salesman calls me. A different salesman calls me yesterday, and he's like, hey, we got your plates. And I said, yeah, I'll come get them tomorrow, and also you guys are supposed to put on my tint. And he goes, okay, well, we'll schedule that. Let's do it at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So I said, yeah, okay. So I go in there today, and at 1 o'clock, I walk in the door, and the lady's working at the desk, and I say, hi, I'm here to get my plates and to put the tint on my car. And she goes, okay. She kind of wanders off, and like a minute later, she comes back with my plates. She goes, do you want us to put them on? I'm like, yeah. So she goes and gets another guy, some young guy, who walks up and says, hi, my name's Antonio. I'm going to put on your plates. And I was like, all right. So we walk out to my car. And he goes, you liking everything? I'm like, yeah, I just need to get this done and get the tint put on. He's like, oh, is there? You need tint? And I go, yeah. And
what if this was an organization where people talk to each other?
I know, exactly. This is how we're going to
imagine, if you will,
so
a business.
He goes, well, let me go get your salesman. Who's your salesman? I was like, well, I deal with Brad and Ted. He's like, all right.
You don't need to be sold anything.
So he gets the Ted guy comes out. He gives him the plates, and he comes out to come put the plates on. He gets like, let me get your keys. I'm going to give you a wash. And I said, is he going to do that after the tinting? And he's like, oh, are we doing tinting today? And I'm like, yeah, Brad scheduled it for 1. He's like, oh, yeah, that's right. It's pulling absolutely. It's like as soon as they hear the word tint, it either immediately drops out of their heads or they have selective deafness where they don't hear that word.
Yeah.
And none of them told any of the other ones. I ended up waiting there for 2 hours for them to put on tint.
That happened to me at Target. I was trying to get an Optimus Prime for Christmas one year. And it was over the loudspeaker. They're like, can we get assistance and toys? There's an Optimus Prime this gentleman's looking for. And then 3 different people came up and said, you need assistance? Yeah. What are you looking for? Optimus Prime. Oh, you're looking for Optimus Prime?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on the radio system.
It was everyone in the store should have heard the
all knew.
term. Yeah.
And he's like, let me go in the back. And then another guy came up. What's going on? What are you looking for? Optimus Prime, like they said. I asked at HEB because there was an announcement about something that was on sale.
Yeah.
And there was this flowery gay guy that seemed like he was having a real good time with it. He's like, ladies and gentlemen, this week we've got flowers. And I was like, is that pre-recorded? I asked the girl at the register, is that pre-recorded or is that live? Is that guy here right now? She's like, it's pre-recorded. And I was like, fuck, I want to be HEB DJ.
Yeah.
Just a guy that's like, brah! come to the produce.
Just do different ethnic accents for each subject. It's like,
this week we have a coconut and a banana. If you pay for 1 coconut, you can get a banana. 2.
We got a special going on beans this week. You can just do the voice for everything. See how long you last. Just see how long you last. Of course, if this was like, 10, 15 years ago, you'd last a lot longer.
You should have told the lady at the dealership to compensate you for all the Mexican blowjobs you missed out on for not having your windows tinted for a week. Because Hispanic beaches only suck your dick when your windows are tinted. Like, you know how many slob knobs I didn't get because my windows are see-through right now?
Yeah. And then the first one of
how
these cars.
How am I going to get paid back for this?
Like 6 years ago, the first one of these cars that I got, it was like pulling teeth to get them tinted. It's like they don't want to tint it, even though it's part of like the package that they sell you. Yeah. They don't want to get, and they're like, oh, we have to make sure the tint people are here today. Oh, they have like 15 other cars, so they can't do it today. Or they just completely forget. And you're like, hey, I need to do my tinting done, and then they're like, I'm going to ignore that.
It's a special bonus benefit that you pay for that they never actually have to give you.
Yeah, right. Well, I guess if you wanted to get your car tinted separately, like by tinting people, it's a couple $100 at least. So I don't know if they think they have to pay for it or they tell them to do something, or maybe it's just a communication issue.
That's like the girl at Cap City. Okay, I'll go get your change. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Do you really want me to go get your change? Well,
now
that you're acting like a poor, homeless person.
Yeah.
We figured out a new system at comedy clubs because there's a 2-item minimum. So now we just get both items and the check up front so we can actually watch the show that you paid the tickets for.
Yeah, instead of having, do you need anything else? You want to get that second thing right in the middle of the headliner?
Everyone there thinks that you are there to eat and pay for food and drinks. And there's no other way during those 2 hours that you could have eaten or drank before or anywhere you can go after. Like, you're here, so you should be eating and drinking. There's a table.
It's the comedy club. It's the comedy club rules.
Yeah, it's dinner and a show.
Yeah. 2 drink minimum. Always with the 2 drink. Always with the 2 drink minimum.
But they're like, well, we don't make money off the tickets. I
Yeah.
bet they didn't make nothing off of Shane.
Yeah, those tickets were
for them dudes.
$38
Yeah, it was
total.
$10 a dude. It was Lemaire,
Yeah.
Connie's, Matt, and Shane.
Yeah, that's why they do 5 shows.
Yeah.
They cram them all in there.
But they're the number 1 Patreon now, so they call the shots when they go to the club. They called Cap City, and Cap City was like, "Well, we have an opener for you," and they're like, "Nope, you have our host. You can use our host." Nope.
Yeah.
We don't need any of your dumb shit.
There's like they're telling that story. Shane's saying the audacity of he was the feature, and he was like, "I'm bringing my own opener."
Yeah.
It's like
Well, he said he sold out a theater, and he told the guy, it's going to be good. I got some new stuff. And the guy's like, I don't give a fuck. Seats are full. You sold out. It's good. You're going to sell it tomorrow.
Yep.
Because they don't even sell food at the theaters.
Yeah.
They just want the seats
that's
full.
That's why it's more expensive. But you can you can do a good time at the comedy clubs here. Spend $25 and see people who aren't like Paramount Moody Theater level people, but they're still like, if you follow comedy at all, they're pretty big people.
Yeah, Jeff Ross did a whole roast.
Yeah, Jeff Ross was great.
A lot of the comedians like the club atmosphere, so they stay. They go to theaters, they go to arenas, and then they're like, I just want to be with a low ceiling, and you can hear the laughs bouncing back. But your problem with your dealership and my problem with Cap City is because people don't want to work, which is not new. No one has ever wanted to work. And all of a sudden,
I never wanted to work.
Yeah. I've been not wanting to work since I was born.
I've been not wanting to work since there were video games. Like,
nobody wants to work. So a friend of mine went to IHOP drunk the other night, and they couldn't get a table. They're standing there at the host stand. Please seat yourself, whatever. Wait for the host. Sign was flipped around, and they were there for 20 minutes, and nothing happened. So she went through the restaurant and found this kid. And she was like, is everything going okay? What's going on here? We've been at the front for a while. And he was flustered, sweating, eyes all red. He was like, I don't know what to do. There's no one here. So we had 2 cooks not show up. I'm the only server. We can't even help the tables that we've sat already. So she went back to the host stand and started telling everybody, I don't think this is going to work out. We're giving it. We're going to leave. This is not a restaurant anymore.
Yeah.
There's not enough restaurant workers for this to function as a place to eat. So you guys should all leave too, and not, all we're going to do is give these people problems.
Yeah.
When they should really just be shutting down. And the guy goes, do you work here? To her? And she was like, I just told you. No one works here. I don't work here. You don't work here. The people that are here probably shouldn't be here either because there's not enough people to run an IHOP. So nobody works anywhere.
Yep.
And they have to ask you. I mean, I do that in my work. I big up myself when I do something for somebody that I'm supposed to do anyway. I go, I did that for you, just so that they.
You have to drill it into their head. Repetition.
Yeah.
You gotta keep going with that repetition.
That's what they're doing to you with your tin. We're gonna do that for you. Like I already paid for it, a long time ago.
Right.
So you owe me.
Yeah. You're
supposed to done did it already.
I'm sitting there for 2 hours and I'm just thinking of Joe Biden. I did that. Yeah, you made me sit there for 2 hours when we could have done this the day I got the car. Before you guys could have done the tent before, because they throw the tent in with everything. They could have done the tent before anybody ever bought the car. Before they even while it was on the lot, they could have done the tent.
Do you think they gave Joe Biden the alien info that they gave Trump?
Did they give alien info to Trump?
He unlocked something from Area 51 during his administration.
Really?
Trump did. And it became public information. That was why there was that Naruto run thing.
Oh, yeah.
But Biden probably already knew about it because he was vice president for a while.
Yeah.
This guy's a bunch of aliens up there.
He might have already known. I don't know. I wonder if the answer. I mean, the only answer that they've given out so far is sometimes we see stuff in the sky and we don't know what it is.
I think they brought some aliens out during the Trump administration.
Yeah.
It was 2016, and the aliens read the news, and they were like, apparently it's time to listen to women.
Yeah,
there's something happening.
Those broadcasts, those like NBC nightly news broadcasts about like Harvey Weinstein finally reached the outpost that the aliens have in our solar system, and they were like,
"We've come to help."
Yeah,
we bring love.
It appears that the males of the species have been molesting the females.
What's wrong with this planet? They're tearing each other apart. What is their biggest problem right now? How can we help? Let's find out. Okay, apparently they don't believe all the women.
Yep.
They're not, and it's time. They're saying it's time now to listen to women. So the aliens set up listening stations for all the women, and they didn't. They've been listening now.
Yeah, they're in every single home
since
they
2016.
They've bugged every single human.
It's been 7 years
Dwelling, right?
And now there's another president, but they're ready to release their findings.
Yeah,
but they have to give them to Biden, and he has to read it on TV.
Yeah. The aliens said that women are saying that they're fat, and there's one bitch said, "I can't believe what that bitch said." Did you see what that bitch said in my fucking face? The aliens did a study, and all the women are saying that there's pants. I hate these pants.
Yeah. Can we do it tomorrow? I have a headache.
They're so exhausted. That's why nobody wants to work.
Can you take out the trash this time?
That's why no one wants to work. It's not COVID. It's not the economy. It's because the women are exhausted.
Yeah.
Well, I think we solve the economy.
It's like the women are like that's why.
Yeah.
That is why. It's because, in the 50s, women were not like a huge percentage of the workforce. But now women are like at least half of the workforce because, every woman works now. And they're all exhausted. So, of course, the people working don't want to work is because half the workforce is exhausted. A way more bigger percentage of the workforce is exhausted now than it used to be.
Well, somebody told them their kidneys were going to fail if they kept taking all them diet pills.
Yeah.
The uppers that they were taking. Because a lot of shit got done then. The whole house was clean and the dishes are all done. And and they stopped taking them, and now they're not going to start again because it's more fun to tell everyone how exhausted you are.
Right.
You don't hear dudes telling each other how tired they are.
I'm just so tired.
They need to have that be a bad lip reading.
So tired.
Two guys coming off the football field.
Yeah.
This is the hardest thing I've ever done. I'm literally, my hands are shaking right now, and I can't believe that I have to say this. But thank you for the Grammy, and this is for all the women.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw. I had an article pop up, a stupid Rolling Stone article pop up on my feed today, saying something like Anna Kendrick is still processing her trauma. I'm like, what trauma?
That's what I love about Louis. Every time they ask Louis about all his Me Too shit, he's like, I'm still healing right now. I can't tell if he's joking or not, because he was traumatized because he lost 2 of his $100 million.
Yeah, right.
I lost 20% of my millions.
I mean, it's gotta suck to know that a huge portion of people hate you. I think that's kind of why.
I know what your kink is.
That's kind of why, a lot of these people, they go viral or whatever, and they just go absolutely crazy. It's because psychologically it's hard to handle. Like even people like Jordan Peterson. He went crazy and got on benzos and went to Russia and was in a coma and all that kind of stuff. I think a lot of it's just the constant attention, and even like the people who are like public enemy number one, like George Zimmerman or Kyle Rittenhouse or whatever.
Yeah,
it feels like no matter what they did, yeah, sure, they might be assholes, they might have done bad stuff, but just the effect of having everyone on Earth, or at least a large percentage of people in the country, know who you are and basically be hearing that you're a bad person the whole time, that's gotta kind of make you go crazy.
Penn Jillette wrote an article about this. It's called Ego Drain.
Yeah.
Because he was on the Trump show, whatever, you fired?
Yeah, on Apprentice.
Yeah, and they don't use any of the footage from the first 8 hours.
Yeah.
They use the footage from after 8 hours has gone by and everyone's starting to fucking lose it. That's where all the good shit's from. And Trump can keep his shit together for longer than everyone else.
Yeah.
So he looks like he's composed because he's been on camera his whole life.
Right.
But ego drain, or peacocking, you're presenting your best self. Like the peacock can only keep its tail like that for a while. You're flexing muscles to keep it fancy like that. Eventually they got to put it away.
Yeah.
Or you're just going to start, your tail's going to start shaking.
Yeah, I think it came in.
That's why we stopped doing this after half an hour every time.
I think for Trump, it like he had that last little burst like on the toilet at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
That was like that when he was president, every once in a while I would start Googling around just trying to find what his day-to-day was like and try to figure out what it was like inside of his mind.
Yeah.
Because apparently, remember, he would stay up, he would tweet at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And then he would get up at like 7 o'clock. He would maybe get 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night. I'm like, how can you be 70 years old and sleep 4 hours a day and keep? He had to have been on like uppers. He had to be on the 50s housewife medicine.
That's what the whole 2020 campaign was about, and all the debates were the two old dudes fighting over drugs. Yeah. You got the drugs for a while, now it's my turn. I want to take them. I want to stay awake.
You go to sleep. Shut up, man.
Time for you to go to sleep.
Hey, chill out, Jack.
Corn Pop. Dude, have you ever seen the video of him talking about getting into a fight with Corn Pop?
Yes.
That is hilarious.
It was over hair grease.
That is absolutely hilarious.
He was a lifeguard. It's his job to keep black children from coming in the pool with pomade in their hair because it ruined the water.
Yes.
Because some white lady was on the pool and saw like a film on the surface and was like, "Ew, dude."
He's a bad guy. His name is Corn Pop.
Yeah.
Corn Pop was a bad dude, and I told him he couldn't bring his hair stuff in the pool, and then he touched my penis.
I'd never actually seen that clip until like last week, and I finally watched it, and I laughed.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Some of the white children are just as smart as the poor kids.
Yeah.
He said poor instead of black on TV and then became president. After that.
Poor kids are just smart as white kids.
Yeah, what's worse, that or pussy grabbing?
Yeah.
I went to Florida, and my cousin, my nephew, was, I heard weed was legal there.
Yeah.
So I was like, trying to see if I could, as a tourist, have fun with the local Amsterdam shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
I did the same thing in California, and I hooked my car up to the GPS in the van, and it showed my recent searches on the dash. It said dispensaries.
Nice.
My dad was like, "Where are we going?" Looks like we're going to the dispensary. I was like, "Hold on, let me type in where we are."
Yeah.
But Florida, I was asking my nephew, "Kid, what's the deal? Are you free here yet? You got freedoms, American freedoms?" And he said, "It's just for medical. You have to have a card." And I was like, "Well, you have anxiety? Get the card." And he was like, "Well, I have a concealed carry." And I was like, "Okay." And he was like, "You can't by law have a concealed carry and be diagnosed with anxiety and get weed." And I was like, that should be the next thing they give people with a concealed carry and anxiety.
I think you're less likely to use the gun. If you're on weed.
Stay home, calm down.
It's like, what the hell, man?
Watch Love, Death, and Robots. Don't be all xenophobic about people coming to go take my germ. And then we stayed at this place that had a fire pit at these apartments, but they had a sign. They had too many rules and too many signs everywhere. And one of them said, "Fire pit operating hours are dawn to dusk."
Fire pit?
Yeah.
Like you can only have a fire from dawn to dusk?
Yes.
Okay.
And so I went to the front desk and I was like, "Are you guys? Did you mess the sign up? It's supposed to say dusk till dawn."
Yeah.
And they were like, "No, it's too dangerous. We can't leave it unattended. It can only be when the staff is working."
Okay.
I was like, "Okay, so why even have a fire pit at all?"
Yeah, I mean
it's not cold.
It's supposed to be night. It's Florida.
Not dark.
It's Florida. That's the
it
only
gets cold
reason
and
you
dark
have it is
at night.
for light.
Yeah.
For light and warmth.
It gets chilly at night.
Yeah.
But then they had a pool. There's a five floor place. They had a pool in the atrium between everything. It was like a circular shaped building. Yeah. The pool got sun for an hour a day because of the height of the building.
Okay. Yeah. The shadows around it.
Yeah. And so, depending on what time of year you go, there's only like 2 chaise lounges that get a piece of sun for like a little bit.
That sounds very Florida.
Yes.
That sounds like the kind of thing a Floridian would do.
There's a bunch of luxurious subtropical things that are inconvenient and don't make sense. Like, I saw a bunch of people when I lived in Florida with jet skis on trailers. And it was like, I think you can put that in a truck. Well, you don't need a trailer for a jet ski. Can't you fit it in the back of a truck and get a little rack in the back? Just roll it up on there. I guess then you don't have to roll it up and down.
Yeah,
I'm not into jet
It's like closer to the ground, so it's less likely to fall. You're less likely to do a Jeremy Renner with a jet ski.
It's Anton Popakov.
Yeah, dude. Apparently his chest was completely crushed. Like somebody who like a friend of his was kind of tweeting some stuff saying that like it was pretty bad.
Yeah, he got plowed harder than that female police officer with the 8 boyfriends. Plowed himself.
Man, she looks like a damn potato. She looks like an absolute potato.
Yeah, you get bored at work. That's what I call the office angel.
Yeah.
The receptionist desk can turn a 5 into an 8
Yeah.
if that's all you see all day.
Yeah. Dude,
and you're around other guys talking shit. What do their tits look like under their sweater?
Like I posted some tweet from somebody saying, anybody, completely astounded by this police officer lady banging all her coworker police officers has never worked in a kitchen.
Yeah.
Because apparently the hostess bangs all the line cooks. And then somebody on the Discord said, yeah, but, they're not banging them in the restaurant. I'm like, oh, you have not been worked in a restaurant before.
Yeah, we get a boner and a walk in. It stays longer.
Yeah.
It's just cryogenically frozen.
Yeah. I think every single the back of house of every single restaurant in existence for all time has had somebody have sex in it.
Yeah, every time you order anything from the server, you can be like, can you not put that on anywhere anybody come at?
Yeah.
Wherever y'all go sit on each other, I don't rest my plate there under the hot lights.
Keep it warm.
We flew Southwest, and I'm so excited to watch Southwest fail and die now for several reasons.
Yeah.
Because they got in a bunch of trouble for failing to do their job properly and to move people's bags around. But they had I was in the exit row, so the lady comes and does the exit row speech, and you have to look at her and say yes.
Yeah, you have to agree to help out if you have to
repeat computer. Yeah. There's 6 of us. There was an empty seat. Now, the whole time at the gate when we were boarding, they said, we got a full flight today, folks. So if anybody wants to check a bag or put a volunteer to have your carry-on put under. She did the whole speech. We all said yes. Some dude comes up behind her and he goes, I need to sit there. And she goes, oh, you were sitting here? Well, now I have to start the whole thing over. And the other 5 of us were like, you knew.
Yeah.
There was somebody there. You should have waited. Now we got to all listen and say yes again. Then we landed in Austin. My family's at the cell phone lot waiting for me. And we had to stop at the gate because there's a plane at our gate. Mm-hmm. And then they had the audacity to ask us to fill out a customer survey.
Yeah.
But it was IRL. It was, if you like how our service was today, please, when you take your seatbelt off, cross them on this chair in front of you, right over left. Let us know we did a good job.
That's like the survey. How is that scientific at all? Like, if I was a flight attendant, I would just go, when everybody's gone, I go cross all the seatbelts and take a picture and say, look, we got 100% positive review.
I didn't do it because 3 strikes. 1, you fucked up with the speech of the exit row. 2, there was a plane at the gate. Don't tell me that's not Southwest's fault. Mm-hmm. 3, you asked me to do a dumb survey. That wouldn't have been the 3rd strike if the first 2 strikes hadn't happened.
Yeah.
The 3rd strike became a 3rd strike because of the prior offenses. Just like the bitch at Cap City.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's because you're asking me about tip. Now I want my whole 20 back. I don't want to give you anything because you're being dumb.
Yeah. Right as all the headliner setups were happening. It was in the first, 10 to 15 minutes of the headliner set. And she's like, like standing in front of us.
Yeah. And they don't drop a paper check anymore. In a subtle way for you to fill it out.
They have a bright tablet that's shining in your face that you have to like touch your.
It's like your kid going, look at what I found on TikTok.
Yeah.
But that was an odd show to do that at because everyone there were people that we were familiar with from the podcast, and we were curious to see if they had material.
Yeah.
And fucking Chris O'Connell was the best one.
He was badass.
He destroyed.
He had some good opinions on Jesus.
I thought they were all just like Pennsylvania Dunkin' Donuts bros. I didn't know, Carhartt bros. I didn't know they had jokes. I mean, maybe they're getting help writing this stuff. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. I'm gonna grab a drink. Real quick. Get it out of the fridge.
Was it or am I talking? I got jokes. All the homeless encampments. They need to steal that banner from the apartment complexes that say, "If you lived here, you'd be home by now." If you lived with us, you would not even have a home at all, and also you'd be home by now. My favorite thing about the homeless situation, and Shane talked about it on his special, and Tom Segura talked about it on his special because they're from Austin now.
Yeah,
they both are trying to make jokes about it. It's hard to find jokes about homeless because it's sad, but my only problem with them from trail running and hiking is that I see them. I don't want to see them. So what I want them to do is leave. They can't leave. They're homeless because they don't have anywhere to go. But they found a solution for this in Israel and Palestine. They asked them to leave a bunch of times.
Yep.
And they said, you can't be here over and over again. And then they didn't leave. And they said, well, not only now can you not be here, you can't be, period.
Yeah.
The solution is you didn't listen when we told you to leave. So now you're going to leave this plane of existence and go just not live.
Out of everyone, the Israelis found a final solution to the homeless problem.
Yeah, genocide.
Yeah, out of
I wonder
all
where
the,
they figured
out
that out from. Cool idea. Where'd y'all hear that? A couple years ago? The guy with the mustache? Do you ever get creeped out when you talk to a white person that you've never met before in some kind of store and he calls you brother? All right, brother.
Just like, what is this? Are you Macho Man?
Let's get out of there. I thought it was like, it feels like dog whistly. Like we're all Aryan brotherhood.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like there's this look and a wink and a nod and a handshake. Like, hey, brother.
Yeah. Maybe I should start going around calling everybody comrade.
Yeah.
How you doing, comrade?
What's up there, sport?
Depending on how you say the word comrade, you can sound it has a different context. So if you say it with kind of a southern accent, what's up, comrade? It sounds like you're like military buddies or whatever. But if you say it with like a kind of a feminine, like comrade, it's like you're like a democratic socialist, like point of privilege. Or say it with a Russian accent, it's scary. It's scary communist. These are my comrades.
I like friendo because I want people to know that I'm their friend, but I also want them to be afraid and awkward.
It's like
everybody knows where friendo is from.
Yeah, it's from what's his name, trying to decide whether he's gonna kill the dude in No Country for Old Men. He's like, friendo.
You have to make a choice.
Call it.
You have to make a choice.
Call it. What do I have to win? Everything.
How can you know?
So I went where we were at in Orlando was next to an REI outlet, and so that's kind of all there was to do. I mean, there was.
Let's go look at camp chairs.
Every store ever, but the only one I kind of cared about because
Right.
we've been hiking a lot recently is REI. So I wanted to get like some bushcrafty stuff or something fun to do, ferro rod or something to bring on these hikes to do something entertaining. So I wanted to get Lara Croft Tomb Raider, the jumping pick that she uses to stick to the wall.
Oh yeah, to climb a cliff or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their doors are made of those at REI, like at the Burger King spatula.
Oh really?
They're like encased in acrylic. And the doors are.
I haven't been doing REI. I guess I need to go check that out.
And then they had one behind glass, locked with some other items with price tags on them. So I looked all over the place. I looked at the rope. I looked at all the climbing stuff. There were no picking climbing axes to be found. And then I asked the guy if he could get it out, and he said the one behind glass is for display only. I was like, okay, so you got two. The door's made of two of them. There's one under glass. I look online. That was the first item that REI ever even sold. They were
really?
a pick, but it's an ice pick.
Yeah, it's like the thing from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer where they meet up with the dude, the guy's looking for gold, and he like hits the ice pick in the ice, then he licks it, and he goes, nothing.
Yeah,
it's that ice pick. That's the first thing that REI ever sold.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I want the tactical one that Lara Croft has that like folds in on itself.
Yeah.
And it's all curvy, weird. And I want to put a rope on it, and I want to throw it to the top of like a cliff and climb up.
Yep.
I don't want to use climbing gear. I don't like a harness.
I'm gonna free solo it.
I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go up a huge cliff. I'm gonna go up a small cliff, and I might not even use the rope. I might just throw it and secure it just to know that there's a rope there.
Yeah, just for security, for sense of it.
And then I can climb with my hands. I know exactly where I'm gonna do it. It's right around the corner. It's like a 20-foot cliff.
Yeah,
and it's angled too. It's not even sheer.
Yeah.
So I might just I just want one with a hole in it in the bottom so I can put a rope through it.
Did you look at Amazon to see if they even sell them there?
Yeah, I got one coming. It's $20.
Oh, nice.
And then I got a little bushcraft knife. But that's ironic that was the only thing they sold, and now they don't even. The door handles are made of it. They had them for display only, but they don't even sell it anymore.
Oh wow!
How the mighty has fallen. Oh, that dude! Remember we were telling the story about the guy that fucked his girlfriend in the ass while she was barfing?
Oh yeah. When you posted it on Reddit, and people were like, "That's rape."
As I was typing it, I realized it was rape. So at the end of the typing out the whole story, I was like, you know what, on say, because the question was asked Reddit, what's a weird kink that you've heard of that not a lot of people are into?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this guy's kink, but it's not her kink, so that makes it rape. Because that's what he's into is not what you have to both be
like
into.
Blackout throwing up drunk is the only time he tries it, right?
You have to get Channel 5 enthusiastic consent.
Yeah.
Now it's not only consent. The girl has to jump up and down and be like, I can't wait to fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's going to be awesome. Let me write it down. You can't just have somebody say yes anymore. That was weird. We went and saw him and then his life exploded.
Dude, like, there's been
It was like Bam Margera on Come Town.
There have been so many like cancellations of things. And then, like, we went and saw Andrew Callahan at probably one of the last live shows he was ever going to do.
Yeah.
After all this.
Yeah,
and
I was
then,
just wondering if he's funny or not.
Yeah.
He doesn't say anything funny.
And then Justin Roiland, he's I stopped watching Rick and Morty, but like he did some stuff with the Red Letter Media guys. So I was like, oh, it's Justin Roiland whenever it showed up, and now he had some stuff come out.
That's the new bang zoom to the moon, the old school way of threatening your wife.
Yeah.
Just
one of these days.
Just put on Rick and Morty and be like, I fucking love this show, honey. Stop watching. We're supposed to be. He's canceled. All right, I'm going to play High on Life instead. How about that?
Yeah.
And watch Alien.
Watch the Red Letter Media
Solar
guys'
Opposites.
little movie commentaries in that thing.
They're going to run out of content if they cancel everybody who ever smacked anyone. I mean, eventually the streamers have to stand up for the abusers and go, look, we're not going to have any shows anymore.
Yeah.
If we keep firing everyone who's ever been in any kind of altercation with anyone ever, or that somebody said yes after saying no more times than they said yes first.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for something to come out about Pedro Pascal because like he's apparently taking over the entire world. It's like it's only a matter of time, and he's so good, and he's so like, you know, he's like really like pro like trans and all the good.
He's got a trans brother, sister.
He's got a trans sibling and pronouns in the bio and all that stuff, and he's so like vocal about it, and he's such a great guy, such a great actor, he's in everything, blah blah blah. And now right at the peak of, I'm just waiting for something right at the peak of this, everybody watching Last of Us and all that.
You can go, Pedro Pascal, you're being arrested for abusing minors. What do you have to say for yourself? This is the way. When we saw Andrew Callahan, they did a Q&A. This was the best thing because he ended up having these allegations.
Yeah.
This girl who happened to have pissed her pants earlier, and they had to clean up her stool.
Was that the one that pissed her pants? Was that the one that said you have a girlfriend to him?
She was at the same table.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
wasn't paying too much attention.
I didn't smell around to figure out which bitch pissed her panties.
Yeah.
But she asked him, do you have a girlfriend? And he said, no, I live on the road. You know, it's hard to be with somebody. Nobody wants to be with you.
Too much of this stuff.
Which does lead into his whole going home with somebody to have a nice room to stay at.
Right.
Thing, you know. I'm sure that's part of his come on line. Yeah, you know, everybody knows me. I'm famous for living in a trailer.
Oh, my cameraman's being such a dick. I think I'm going to fire him, but now I don't have anywhere to stay. Can I stay with you? Here's a shot. Here's a shot. Here's a shot. You know,
to fire my cameraman, I can't make any more shows.
Yeah.
You like my shows, don't you?
Yeah.
There won't be any more streamers if we fire everybody who slaps somebody.
Yeah.
But she asked him that, and then they all said, no, we don't have girlfriends.
Yeah.
And then she said, don't you, aren't you worried about Peter Pan syndrome?
No, I think they asked him. They asked her, like, she's like, "What do you look for in a girl?" or something like that. And they're like, "Well, what do you look for in a guy?" And she's like, "No, somebody who doesn't have Peter Pan syndrome."
Yeah. And then they were like, "What's that?" And she was like, "You know, when guys don't ever grow up and they just do what they want all the time and they never settle down and nobody can tell them what to do." It reminded me of Dewey Cox. No, Dewey, don't get Peter Pan syndrome.
Yeah.
You get to do whatever you want all the time. And women can't tell you what to do.
You don't want none of this shit, Dewey.
Don't come in here. Don't try this Peter Pan syndrome, man.
I think I kind of want to try Peter Pan syndrome.
100% freedom of your life on all times forever. It's horrible. I thought it'd be funny to buy a bunch of that bushcraft shit from REI and then go to the homeless encampment and be like, check it out, guys. I got a ferro rod. I can start a fire. Well, I got a compass just so you can,
you totally just go to REI. This stuff's all for sale there.
Yeah.
It makes it so much easier.
Yeah, you can get a lifetime membership for $30. And there's certain items that are on sale just for you. That's the REI homeless guy. That's why he's homeless.
Yeah,
because he
spent all his money at REI.
Well, at least I know my tent faces north, so I have feng shui at my encampment. And then there was another place in Florida when I was there called Bacon Bitch.
Yeah.
And when I lived in Florida, it was landscaping. And whenever we went to lunch, we would go someplace that had a food item and a boobs. And it was like, if in Virginia, before I lived in Virginia, was only Hooters. So I had not heard of anything else besides.
There was no Twin Peaks. There's a place in Abilene called Knockers, which I guess was a knockoff of Hooters.
Oh, nice.
Court Knockers. Come on, man.
Yeah. Schlompers.
Twin Peaks, where bikers have shootouts with cops or undercover cops or bikers who were actually, I can't remember what happened.
There's
with
a couple
that.
of them here. There's Bone Daddies.
Is Bone Daddies the same thing?
Ojos Locos.
Yeah. Oh, Twisted Kilts.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Again, haggis and tits.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Bacon Bitch is a breakfast place. I looked it up. We went by there. I saw it on the map.
Yeah.
They have a sign that says bacon, and the eye is a palm tree, so it doesn't say the word bitch on a building because you can't do that.
Okay.
But I looked it up. It looks great. All the girls look like Insta thoughts, like they're all influencer-y looking.
Oh yeah.
All their pictures, they have like tank top with the logo on it, and they've got all that Hispanic-looking makeup, or I'm not sure how to describe the social media hoe look. Lululemons.
BPD art hose.
Yeah. So I was thinking, what other breakfast restaurants could we make into titty places?
Okay.
Like Waffle Horse, House of Horse, what? Waffle Horse.
He's at International House of Pancake Titties, but that's not appetizing.
Yeah, the ladies are all old. I got a cigarette. I'm like, what are you want?
They all tanned too much. They did too much tan.
Yeah, there's a whole titty hanging out of her shirt. And you're like, can you put that please back?
Yeah.
I'm not hungry anymore.
Well, good for you. You're going to lose weight. When you take a picture, it'll last you longer.
Oh, and then my friend at work was like, what if there's an Asian restaurant with titties?
Mm-hmm.
It's called Dang Ho.
Dang Ho.
Dang Ho.
Because there's the Chinese food place, Din Ho. We got one.
Yeah.
Dang Ho. Yeah.
Dang Ho. Me Reiki.
Yeah. we had this one Chinese food place in Abilene growing up, and it was like the most racist sounding Chinese food place. It was called Ding Hao. I was like, I don't even know if that means anything. I think it's just like somebody made Chinaman noises, and they're like, that's a good name for a Chinese food place.
That was Kyle Dunnigan's riff about the Kardashians.
Yeah.
The one girl was like, ding, ding, yum, yum. She didn't even know what she was talking about. Bacon Bitch has syrup sluts that come and bring you syrup for your bacon.
Oh, nice.
They get it all over themselves. And then I got banned from the GTA subreddit, and I just was reminded again because I tried to comment on something yesterday.
Oh, right,
and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm perma-banned.
Right.
When I try to
what did you get
comment
banned
now-
for? Did you something about saying kill yourself to do it in the game, and they think that what was it? What was the story?
So there's an update that was like a psychedelic update. You can sell acid.
Yeah.
And it came with a bunch of new clothing items. And it enabled you to dress up like Kurt Cobain. So a guy had the cardigan, the jeans with the holes in them, the Converse, the long blonde hair, the girl's sunglasses.
Yeah.
He looked just like Kurt Cobain. He was like, hey, I can cosplay as Kurt Cobain. He put up two screenshots, one of the outfit and the other of him holding a shotgun. And everybody was like, ooh, that's dark.
Yeah.
But there is a menu option in GTA 5 if you end up on a rooftop and you can't get out, you can just kill yourself.
Get out of
And then you respawn at the hospital. So I put kill yourself.
Yeah.
That's all I put.
Yeah.
I should have added some context, but I assumed since I was in the GTA subreddit, everyone would understand.
Understand the
I
context.
was talking about in his game as that character with that shotgun. If he did the kill yourself emote.
Yeah. I guess you should have been a little bit more clever with the joke. You should have said that will come in handy if you get stuck on top of a roof.
Yeah.
Then you could kill yourself. They probably have They probably have a filter or whatever for the words "kill yourself." You could probably message the mods and say, "Hey, I didn't mean know. You know, I
don't
mean
care.
to
I
do
mean,
that."
I should have known not to type and hit enter the words "kill yourself" on the internet. I mean, there's a girl that's in trouble
Yeah.
for
One time,
telling her boyfriend to kill himself.
a couple years ago, I was posting like a weight loss subreddit saying, "Yeah, I've lost 60 pounds and I'm killing myself to get that last 20," and immediately replied with like the suicide bot, like,
Yeah.
"Don't kill yourself. Here's suicide help. Call this phone number," and all that.
Yeah.
I got banned from the Saltier Than Crate subreddit. So Saltier Than Crate is the subreddit that split off. It's like the evil toxic fan subreddit for Star Wars. It split off after Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And it was a joke. It was obviously a joke because I said Ryan Johnson killed Carrie Fisher.
Nice.
And then I got this big long message from the mods, basically taking it completely like I was actually accusing Ryan Johnson of killing Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
Like taking it completely seriously. I got perma-banned.
You should post on the Honda subreddit and put that they raped you on the tent.
Yeah.
See what happens. You can get a bunch of yes, believe Donnie for saying he got raped by Honda. And then people don't believe you, and you can be like, a lot of people don't want to believe all men when they say they're victims of it.
Why are you minimizing? Yeah.
So we had that discussion about the political hysterectomy.
Yeah.
And then my wife was like, look at all these guys that were experts on female anatomy. And I was trying to think if there's any girls that are experts on male anatomy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of gynecologists they're doctors.
Yeah.
And they're, maybe a lot of women would rather have a female gynecologist.
Yeah. It's pretty popular.
But it's the opposite for guys. Like if there's a dick doctor and there's a dude dick doctor and a girl dick doctor, which one would you?
Shoot, I don't even know, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's the thing. It's like a guy knows what it's like to have a dick. So if I go to a doctor and say, "Hey, my dick's doing this weird thing," I could probably explain it to him better than I could to a woman.
But there were no girl doctors for hundreds of years.
You're right.
So every vagina doctor forever was a dude.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
they got a
every
lot of catching
woman
up to
that
do.
ever went to that guy was like, you don't know what you're talking about. My labias.
Well, that was back whenever the doctor didn't talk directly to the woman that he was examining. He talked to her husband. Like I don't know if you ever watched Mad Men, but at one point, Don Draper's wife starts kind of going crazy, and so he gets her a psychologist. And the psychologist does not discuss like his diagnosis at all with her. He just calls Don Draper and says, "Oh, here's my report on your wife."
Yeah.
There's I guess that's how it was then.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have a lot of catching up to do as far as
Would you guys do a
quality.
rewatch of that? Because I never seen it.
Oh hell yeah! I've been wanting to rewatch it for a long time.
All
It's
right.
really
Maybe
good.
We should get Cowboy Joey involved.
Yeah, we could do that. I've only watched through it once. I've seen the first season a few times, but especially getting deeper into it, I've only gone through it once.
What's the penis version of gynecologist?
Not prostate. Urologist, right?
I don't know.
I think it's urologist.
But if there was a female penis doctor,
Yeah.
that means that she's like a dick expert.
Yeah.
If I went to visit her, I'd be like, "You gonna jerk me off?" I bet you know exactly what like. You could look at my dick and be like, "There's where the nerves are." I'm a dick expert.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody knows dicks like me.
That should be the best one. Yeah.
I mean, I would rather, just like my joke about being a pregnancy expert, because I've been around pregnant women a lot. Like, if I want somebody to tell me about dicks, I want it to be somebody who's looked at a lot of and experienced a lot of dicks.
Yeah.
It's either that or a gay dude, a
Yeah.
female dick expert. Or
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
gay dude.
Yeah. Okay. That I could change my answer to be like, yeah, I'd want a male urologist, but only if he's gay.
Well, does a guy go become a gynecologist because he loves pussy?
Yeah. I don't know. I would assume not. But like, what kind of guy is just so interested by the physiology and the things that could go wrong with it and all that kind of stuff? Like,
He grew up, his mother was always complaining about her vagina all
Yeah.
the time. He was like, I got to find a solution for the world.
it's like it's kind of, I guess it is kind of the same question of any kind of specialist. It's like what made you decide to specialize in that?
Yeah.
What made you decide to specialize in like the ear, nose, and throat? Like, what was so interesting about that for you?
Yeah.
I guess it really just depends. I've never asked a doctor that question.
It's the fragile male ego. We have it on the outside. And women have it all on the inside. So
Yeah.
they're better at not that's the other thing about, male versus female and emasculation. They always make fun of us for having a fragile ego. And it's like, okay, well then don't be mean.
Yeah.
That's an easy problem to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, like if you understand like how fragile we are, then why are you doing the things that make us that hurt us? Because we're fragile. Like if I have like a blown glass swan or something, I know it's fragile. I'm not gonna like drop it. I'm gonna make sure I don't drop it on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm not reckless with it, right?
Yeah, especially if that means you're not gonna get any dick.
Yeah,
You better be nice. I mean, they do the same thing. If you're not nice to them, they don't give you nothing.
yeah.
But it's I don't know. It doesn't feel that fragile. I don't know where that comes from. Depends. I guess it depends. Everyone who's feels disrespected is because they're insecure about something. Just like our friend.
Yeah.
Friend of ours. So we have a Kickstarter coming out of this game we're making. It's a sex positive sex worker simulator.
Yeah.
Set in the 1970s of Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to simulate a successful business.
A successful business in Detroit in 1976.
Yeah, it could be man-owned, women-owned.
Yeah.
But you have your workers, and if they don't act right, you have to do what you have to do to make them go make money, just like any company.
Yeah. There's lots of outfits. There's lots of
vehicles. You get the best Cadillac, the shiniest
vehicles,
Cadillac.
right?
It's called Smack My Bitch Up.
Yeah.
Because that's how you get ahead in that game. And we'll see how the Kickstarter goes.
There's going to be some great cosmetics, I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
It's going to look awesome.
Day-night cycles, weather.
Yeah.
The freezing-ass hose out there trying to stay warm, but then you're not looking good.
Yeah.
You got that jacket on, there can't nobody see nothing. You got combos. Finish her.
It becomes sometimes it's a fighting game.
Yeah. Up, down,
Sometimes
left,
it's a shooter.
You get 99 slaps.
Yeah. That's what Rockstar needs to do. They need to go. They
just lean all the way in. Yeah.
Lean into it.
Well, it's not those guys anymore.
I know.
They removed all the trans stuff.
Yeah.
And put Kurt Cobain Kill Yourself in the game.
Yep.
Instead. So you can do that. My son was playing Fortnite. And then, we finally got an Xbox for Christmas. So he's not in the living room all the time.
Yeah.
So I got my living room back, and I got Crisis Core Reunion.
Yeah.
And he came in and was watching me play it. And he was like, it was a lot of soldiers touching each other, going, "You can follow your dreams. I hope everything goes good for you. You're great. You're a great guy." He's like, "This is gay, Dad." And I was like, "You play Fortnite.
Yeah.
You guys are all waifu avatars humping each other to music.
Yeah,
emotes.
Doing dabs and stuff.
And Final Fantasy's gay.
Emoting. Yeah.
It's like Final Fantasy's men pushing busted cars down the road in a desert for hours.
Yeah.
It's a man's game.
Yeah.
Beautiful hair.
It's a bunch of boys. It's a boy band people.
Has everybody? Someday I got to use this, but it's gonna take material timing, and delivery. If you tell somebody a weird story, and you happen to be naked, I guess it would be a girl. If you're telling a girl a crazy story, and you're naked, and she's like, "Wow, pretty nuts," and you're like, "Thank you."
That's like dad joke territory.
I appreciate that. You got pretty labias yourself. That's the female version of why you got to bust my balls.
Yeah.
Why you got to bust my labes? Why are you tearing up my labes over here?
Why are you blowing on my flaps?
Yeah, why are you giving me trouble?
Motorboating my flaps.
Why are you giving my trouble on my mud flaps?
All right, we're hitting 55 minutes.
Wow, good. This is a splitter and halfer.
This is a long one.
I got to put a thing in between this and then the next one. Next. Our software can't handle that. You want to take a break?
Yeah, we can stop it.
Okay.
Still recording. This should work.
We're going to see Louis tomorrow.
Oh yeah, you guys got that tomorrow night.
You get to see how they handle the.
See if there are protesters outside. That'd be awesome if there were protesters outside.
Okay, no more jokes then, ladies.
Yep.
Everybody likes a guy with a sense of humor, but going after comedians, so we listened.
He had
You
power.
can't
over
do
those
stand up and listen at the same time.
women.
While we were listening, while we were being silent for the last 7 years, all we've been doing is writing jokes the whole time. But now we're ready. Snappy comebacks.
It is the day of reckoning. It's the jokening.
We are ready to not buy drinks anymore.
We got jokes. We got jokes.
Not buy drinks anymore or invent anything ever.
Yeah. I got to find that SF Gate article by the guy who went to the Louis C.K. show, who wrote the article like he was just as outraged as the day that the New York Times article came out.
He was raped by the words.
It's like, I never got over this horrible thing that happened in 2017.
Well, if Louis not funny, I was coerced there with the promise of humor.
I know.
And if it's not funny, then I've been sex trafficked. That's sex trafficking.
It's like what
It forced me.
under false pretenses. False pretenses.
We saw a nasty car wreck around the corner across from Sonic. We were waiting to get out of Sonic. I was with my kid. And it's T-bone. Somebody was turning across traffic.
Oh, yeah.
And the person coming the other way didn't slow down.
Go down, Brody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hit them. And the driver of the offending car, I would say, the person who T-boned the other person,
Yeah.
the perpendicular car, they should have slowed down. I mean, the person shouldn't have turned in front of oncoming traffic, but the lady totally did not slow down. And it's, that's a stretch full of driveways and stores. But the lady that hit her just happened to be a girl. I'm sure it has nothing to do with what happens next. She fell out of the car. The car door opened.
Yeah.
She fell out of the car into the road, onto
Uh-huh.
Brody on her back,
Okay.
kicking her feet, screaming, and with her phone in her hand.
Oh.
And my kid is like, is she going to be okay? Is she going to die? And I was like, no, I think she's going to be fine.
I think she's performing.
She's like, she looks hurt. And I'm like, yeah, she's trying to look hurt.
Yeah.
How did the door get open? How was she able to open the door? How did she move from the driver's seat onto the ground?
She soccer flopped.
Yeah, you got to, I mean, it's not like all these things happen on accident. It's all performative.
Yeah.
She did that for all the women, though. It was for all of us.
Yeah. I never thought that the day would come when I was knocked out of my car
Viciously.
by this vicious car wreck.
There was a man driving the other car. A big dumb man turned right in front of me and didn't think as much as I did. But she was still asking, is she going to be okay? Do you think that lady died? And I'm like, I don't know. I wish I was dead for watching her. Stupid performance. Oh. That's what I was telling the guy I went and saw today. I'm not going to complain about my wife not working anymore because I found the perfect storm of laziness.
Yeah.
She's a hippie. She's a girl. And she's a Southern. All three of those subgroups have a reputation of not wanting to never do shit.
Yeah, just being slow.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Nobody's going to say Texans are lazy, but there's people that come here do go, well, people talk slower sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's because you got to get all the wisdom from the old man with the mustache.
Yeah. I don't know. Texans.
Now listen, boy.
I'm trying to think of the Texan stereotypes because you said that you brought that up, and every Texan that you brought up to Texans aren't like that. Texans aren't slow.
Yeah.
Texans aren't lazy. It's more like Texans are. They have like a big ego about Texas and about like how great Texas is. We're like the Americans of America.
It's a big country, big sky, big state, lots of room.
Yeah,
and
we were our own country for 9 years.
Yeah, because we pulled ourselves up by our bootstraps, we've got time to tell a story slowly. We've afforded ourselves that through our expeditious previous behavior. Since we've beaten the ground down here, now we're going to relax on it. We've been bush hogging enough.
Do you ever work with people who try to like, is there anybody at work that tries to be clever like interpersonally, and it's just really annoying?
Yeah, but
I'm running into that right now. Like people who they're like everything they say has to be kind of like, oh, I'm a clever, quirky personality.
yeah,
And if they would stop trying to do that, they'd be way cooler.
I think because I don't know who at work that is, it's probably me. But I hate being there, so I'm just trying to
Yeah.
bring some levity to this
Yeah.
torture chamber.
My I have a shield around me. It's called my Jabra earbuds.
Yeah.
I put those in, and it's like people talk to me, and I don't respond.
Oh, speaking of performative, in what manner do you remove an earbud when someone wants to talk to you? 'Cause I always do it like I'm about to break my back. Like, oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me
Mine-
extract this.
I pull it out very obviously. Like, look at the things that are in my ears. Look at what's going on. This is why you shouldn't just start talking to me. You should get my attention before you just start talking.
It makes a good case for bringing some of those big ass 70s studio headphones.
Hell yeah.
In
Those over the years.
yeah, some retro Wes Anderson ass looking yellow ones.
Yeah.
Then
They can't miss that.
Yeah.
Can't miss it.
This better somebody be on fire or dead that you're making me take these off. Cans.
That's right.
Don't make me take my cans off unless somebody's on fire or dead. Has to be a real emergency. We had our work Christmas party at the Asian American Resource Center up north, and we were presented with an Indian dance of dancing Indian women from UT. They're students. They're all seniors, and they did a Bollywood thing.
Yeah.
The main move of that dance is bitches talking shit. It's one girl whispering to the other girl, and the other girl putting her hand up to her ear going, what?
Really?
And then both of them putting their hand over their mouth going, oh my God. That's the 3 moves. Here, I'm going to tell you something. Okay, I'm listening. Oh my God, I can't believe you said that.
It's the Indian gossip.
Just repeat. That's the whole thing. And there's some story of, information moving around or something that's being told, but I have no idea what it is. But it was basically this.
It's probably just the Indian version of Did you see her sari?
Did you see Prospect with Pedro Pascal?
No.
Oh, you're gonna love it. It's on Hulu. It's really good.
No, really.
It's like a Wes Anderson sci-fi. All the props are really cool,
Okay.
and they're just stranded on a planet. And it's a girl, of course. It's another side quest mission
Right.
of Pedro Pascal.
Is it recent?
2018.
Okay. I never saw it.
But this is one of the musics they listen to is all this kind of stuff. This is the dance we saw at my company Christmas party.
That's actually pretty cool. That sounds Quentin Tarantino-ish.
Yeah.
Something that being a Quentin Tarantino song or a movie.
Yeah, and you got to whisper. And then
Yeah.
oh. But they served us Chinese food, and they called it by table, and there were like 80 tables. And I watched all my friends get their food, and they big plates. And then when it got to us, there was not a ton of food left. So there's someone scooping it out for you. So they were scooping out smaller scoops. So they ran out of Chinese food at the Asian American Resource Center.
Yeah.
They ran out of Asian American resources at the resource center.
Yeah.
Because that's how my organization works. Oh, we need to get a Santa Tracker app for Kanye.
Yeah.
He's lost. Did they find him?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about him.
We need to
Notice
know
how
where he is.
Kanye West and Elon Musk just kind of dropped out of everything because for what a good week and a half, 2 weeks is right around the election, right? It was whenever like every 5 minutes there was some new outrage story about Elon Musk and Twitter.
Yeah.
And it's completely gone. It's like Andrew Callahan and Justin Roiland just wiped him out. Like that we have new public enemy number one. Andrew Tate, the whole Andrew Tate thing that went on for like a week. It was like every article was about him.
Yeah.
People have just like such short attention. They can only focus on like one thing every week and a half.
He started the whole sex trafficking thing. As soon as he did that, now everybody's sex trafficking everybody.
Yep.
Just by talking to somebody and telling them to go somewhere. Like you can't convince people to do stuff anymore.
You can't bring a girl home because you definitely trafficked her.
Yeah. Well, and all the girls are told growing up, don't be easy, don't be a slut. Play hard to get.
Yeah.
Don't just say yes right off the bat. Even if you do like the guy, you got to make him work. You got to see if he can work, and then he can feed you, and then you'll never have to work.
Right.
But then that's sex trafficking now. If you try to convince somebody to do something or go somewhere. I don't know. I shouldn't talk like this. I should be better. I'll be better next week.
Better.
I'm gonna procrastinate my wokeness until
Yeah.
the thing wears off and be like, I was just about to be woke, and then the thing ended. That's my bad. Live, laugh, murder.
Actually, the new one that's going on right now is that congressman who apparently has lived the life of a of con man lies.
Yeah. He's on the cray agenda.
Every day there's 5 new stories about some new thing he's made up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so great.
That's the cray agenda.
Now he was a drag queen in Brazil.
Santo?
Yeah, that Santos guy or whatever.
Yeah, I saw that picture.
He's a drag queen in Brazil, and of course he's denying it. Then there was something about he stole money from a GoFundMe for some guy's dog, a disabled veteran's dog. It's every day there's 2 or 3 new things that it's come out that he's done, or he was in a Ponzi scheme. He said he was Jewish, but he's not actually Jewish.
Combine all the things. He was a transvestite Ponzi scheme Jewish to steal money from a veteran's sick dog Kickstarter fund me.
Right.
It seems like somebody just did a checklist of the worst things that you can do and made up an article.
I think he's the absolute pinnacle of Republican congressman.
Yeah, he raped all the babies in China.
I mean, I guess because he is gay, he's openly gay. I guess the only way this would be better is if he was in the closet and pretending to be straight. But then they just had all this evidence, had little video evidence of him having sex with men. It was Larry Craig, but to the 10,000th degree. That's the only way this could be even more perfect of a Republican congressman, is if he was gay but pretending to be straight and in the closet, and also he's sponsoring anti-gay legislation or something, something really, doth protest too much type stuff. That's the only way I can think of that this would be even juicier. But
on a related note, Adrian, our previous guest, is not a pedophile. He's only likes old men.
No, he is. He
likes
is
old dudes.
He likes feet.
He's a
pedophile.
Pedo.
He's not a pedophile. He's a pedophile.
A pediophile.
Yeah.
He likes old men's blistered soccer feet.
Right. He's a European soccer fan pedophile.
Drinks Pedialyte and does podiatry work.
Right.
We'll be better next week.
No, we don't associate with pedophiles. Pedophiles.
That's girl talk. That's family talk.
Yeah.
That's what we used to say in my house if we were talking about private stuff. Don't say anything about this outside the house. This is family talk.
Family talk. That's a good one.
It's girl talk. That's what we should call the podcast. Family talk.
Family talk.
It's time for family talk. She-Hulk. If she gets pregnant, she's gonna tell her husband, "Don't make me pregnant. You wouldn't like me when I'm pregnant."
Can you imagine a pregnant She-Hulk?
No, she's an exhausted She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Can't do anything. I would save this bank from being robbed, but I'm so exhausted.
I'm so tired.
I don't even have to have this discussion.
I'm still
anymore.
processing a lot of trauma.
I'm above this argument. I'm still healing.
Uh-huh.
She's got baby brain, so she attacks the wrong guy. I'm sorry, baby brain. She looks like the Blob 4 years later. She's like, it's the baby weight.
It's what's the Ally McBeal dancing baby She-Hulk version?
The big fat. She's gonna look like the juggernaut. Did you watch the Ukraine Letterman thing?
David Letterman?
Yeah, he went to the Ukraine.
Did he go to the Ukraine? What was it on?
Netflix.
Oh, okay. No.
This new show, my next guest has
yeah.
no penis.
Yeah.
It was good. He
did he go talk to Zelensky?
Yeah, but then, of course now we're being accused of, using the internet to influence people. And
Right.
Russia's like, well, we can't hack Facebook, but you can have guest on Netflix show for Zelensky. Who's using internet now to make change mind? Human traffic people's minds to another place of thinking.
It's like if you compare that to like what they actually had, like what the Russian disinformation actually was, like the actual metrics behind it. It's just us using all of our media might to like fight a war of words against Russia.
Yeah,
is way more impactful than whatever it was that they did in 2016. Apparently,
yeah,
according
it's a good
to all the stuff that's
retaliation
coming out. Yeah,
yeah, you're gonna. It's like the Dave Chappelle retaliation.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get mad at me because I quit Comedy Central. Guess what? I've got a multi-special contract with Netflix.
yeah.
I'm gonna destroy Netflix, and then there's nothing anybody can do about it. I'm gonna say whatever I want. America's like, what are you
It's
gonna
gonna
do?
make so much money. It's gonna get so many views.
Hire teenagers to use Facebook to get Trump elected? Watch
Yeah.
this. We're gonna make an entire Netflix special about how great Zelensky is. And
Yeah.
he's gonna talk to Letterman.
They're gonna put up ads on Facebook that's like, Hillary Clinton is gay.
But they had a guy on there that was, Letterman goes and talks to the common man. He was talking to a worker, the guy was keeping the trains running
Yeah.
for all the supplies.
Yeah,
And he was like, you didn't want to quit because there's bombs falling? And he was like, no, Zelensky made me. He's saying, everybody keep going, and give us hope. So he was using his influence on the internet to positively tell people
Yep.
don't give up.
yep.
So everybody's using all their influence to tell people what to do.
Yeah, everybody's trying to do it.
Everyone's sex trafficking everybody's
Yeah.
brains.
Yeah.
To think
It's
about
like-
things differently.
It's like whenever whenever somebody on Twitter, right? If like say like there's some feminist person on Twitter who says something, and then people start like attacking her in the Twitter replies. Oh, I'm being harassed. But then whenever some conservative guy makes some post, and then all the other people come after him, it's like you're doing the same thing. It's all the same thing.
Yeah.
If like with harassment, with like propaganda, with using things, it's all just a big cesspool. Everybody's just as dirty as everybody else.
Yeah, that's why you don't need to be insecure and feel disrespected because everybody's a piece of shit.
As a woman, though,
Yeah, I have to be careful about how I talk about this. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. I've been grappling with this internally for a while now. I never in a million years thought I'd be doing this, and I'm shaking. There was a girl in my youth group that would do that. You go around doing prayer requests,
yeah.
and she'd go, I have an unspoken.
Oh, I had one of those too.
And everybody would go,
Yeah.
Slut.
Yeah,
What is it?
yeah.
She's got dog AIDS.
I had one that I had one. We had a girl who would do the whole thing. She would like prayer requests, and she would every single time she'd raise her hand and go unspoken.
Yeah.
So finally, after like the 50th time, after she did it, I raised my head and I went unspoken for me as well.
Yeah.
And then the two girls, to the two those bitchy girls, or the bitchy girls, or like, I don't think that's funny.
I have an unspoken, but it pertains to her unspoken. But my unspoken is because of how I'm upset I am
Yeah,
that she wouldn't
right.
say. But I don't want to talk about it. And this is the hardest thing I've ever done.
Right.
I'm literally shaking right now, and I've been grappling with this internally for a while now. It's CFH. I used to call it CFH, cry for help behavior.
Right. Yeah.
Like, clearly, we had a goodbye party for a coworker, and because he was quitting, he told one of the girls that he wanted to slide it in.
Yeah.
He was like, fuck it, I'm not here anymore. I can tell you that I've been attracted to you. But he was hammered, so he was like, I was always hoping you let me slide it in. I was like, that's... The insinuation there is either that your dick is small
Uh-huh.
or her pussy's huge.
Yeah.
Or, maybe you're big upping yourself if you're going to get her so wet that it's just
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
slide in. But, I'd rather tell a girl I'm going to have difficulty working it in because I got hard and you didn't get wet yet. So how can you attractively say, I don't know, it's a weird thing to say to a girl. Let's slide it in because of how welcoming your area is going to be to my piddles. You recommended the SAS show. It was very good.
Yeah, we finally finished it, but it ended on such a cliffhanger, and now there's going to be a second season.
What's it called? Masters of the SAS?
Rogue Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 6 episodes, but then it ends like halfway through the story, obviously. So There's definitely got to be more.
I like it. It has a little bit too much Guy Ritchie shit where like they freeze the camera and
Yeah.
put letters and they're like,
Yeah,
this is
that
the guy.
Peaky Blinders type stuff.
This
yeah.
is Winston Churchill's cigar. But I fucked up and watched it at the same time as Pacific, so everyone on the SAS show looks like a huge pussy. Because the Pacific guys are walking around looking at their buddy with his dick cut off and put in his mouth by the Japs.
Yeah, getting blown up by suicide bomb grenades.
Yeah, they're yelling, "You dirty yellow cowards!" And then you watch these British guys go, "Oh my dear boy," and they all have a flask and they're in like a lounge and they're like, "Well, should we try parachuting? We've never tried it before. I'm a little afraid. Maybe we'll have a nip." A nip of the bottle first, and then that's the nip that they're having, and then Pacific they're having the other nip problem.
Right.
Real nips out here.
Yeah, the main dude in SAS Rogue Heroes is the poshest of all of them. Even when he's all dirty and like grows out a beard and living in the desert and all that stuff, he's so proper.
Okay, so he never gets out of the desert. I just saw him fall, and then the next time he was in the hospital or something.
Well, I mean, the whole thing happens in the desert because they're all in Africa running
the supply lines.
Yeah, doing missions the whole time. So it's pretty good, SAS Rogue Heroes. But the problem is that it's not streaming anywhere. You have to know somebody who knows somebody who sails the high seas.
Subtly racist dog whistle. Instead of calling each other brother, you call each other old boy.
Old boy.
How are you doing, old boy?
How are you doing, old boy?
See, we want to sound like a colonizer. Well, it's good to see you, my good man. Old boy. Yeah, so girls can't walk at night, apparently now. This is just a new thing. Because I'm not sure how we got here as a society if no girl ever walked at night anywhere up until now. Like at some point, some girl had to walk at night somewhere to get somewhere. And I'm not sure what happened in between then and now when they can't walk at night again, but it seems like another case of people trying to find excuses not to do shit. Oh, I can't walk at night. It's too dangerous. Everyone's trying to rape me. Everywhere I go. Every bar I go to, everyone is putting all of their $20 roofie pills in my drink.
Yep. You're in demand.
I can't. How'd you get so popular? We were watching the Banshees of Inisherin, whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that it was set in 1923 because I wasn't paying attention. It was a slow movie.
Yeah.
It was 10 p.m.
A sleepy movie.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not even going to really watch this. And then eventually my wife, they were at a pub and they were like, there's a calendar that said 1923 on it. She was like, oh, that's cute. It says 1923. It must be 1923. And I was like, no, they just haven't turned. I think they're trying to be quaint.
Yeah.
They haven't turned the calendar out in 100 years.
We're keeping it 1923.
And she was like,
we're
you don't.
keeping it 1923. I guess they're Irish, right?
Yeah. She was like, what year do you think it is? And I was like, I don't know, current. She was like, there's no cell phones or TVs. And I was like, yeah, they are on an Irish island. They're cute.
There aren't any cell phones in Ireland.
She's like, they all have hand-woven sweaters. And I was like, yeah, it's like a Wes Anderson thing. She's like, the guy's listening to a phonograph. And I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Hipster.
Yeah, it's a hipster
thing, yeah.
Hipsters have fucked it up so you can't watch a movie set in the past anymore without thinking it's just people trying to be cool.
Right.
Ooh, it's so cool. Like, I had a horse and buggy. There's no cars anywhere. The priest arrives on a boat once a week. Like, whatever. That's just, that's how they do it there. They have old ways. I didn't know it was actually 1923.
Yeah. It's just like Ireland has never changed. It's like, Irish people never went past 1920s.
That's their culture, and you have to honor how racist they are. That's part of celebrating other cultures.
Yeah.
They're supposed to beat their wives.
You still have to call them Black Irish.
Yeah. They're supposed to beat their wives and have potato famines.
Yeah, you can't say Irish of color. You have to say Black Irish.
Blarish. I was reading the ex-Christian subreddit about people's stories about why they don't do it anymore, and it's all these horrifying tales of abuse and manipulation and suppression and their family stuff. And I was like, gonna put on there, they didn't let me watch Back to the Future.
Yeah, right.
I'm so mad.
I had to secretly watch rated R movies when my parents weren't looking.
I mean, it was deeper than that. They were making a big deal out of society collapsing because of the dumb dads, and I was like, I just want to go to the movies.
Yeah.
Can that be the one place where we can sit and not have to worry
Was Back to
about
the Future considered a dumb dad movie? to
That was
them.
one, I guess. But
Yeah.
that's the male voice. That was what we were scared of. Was God?
Yeah, right.
We thought he was going to get us. He's watching me take a poop.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, can I just go see Back to the Future and not worry about God, the male voice watching me poop? Is there any upcoming games you're excited about?
Just Tears of the Kingdom. That's the next one that I think I'm gonna buy. I don't think I'm gonna get anything else. I've got so many games in my backlog that there's no. I mean, I have years of games.
Yeah. You got Elden Ring still.
Yes, I saw Elden Ring.
You just left the first cave.
That's 200 hours right there.
Or no, you just still didn't leave the first cave because you were
No, I
loading.
left the first cave.
Okay.
I finally let it install and load.
Yeah.
But I just put 60 hours into Dragon Quest 11, and I don't know how much longer I have. I mean, like part 2 of 3 of the game or something.
You like what you like? I was just about to go back and play Tactical Espionage because I miss Metal Gear.
Yeah, I would like to go back and play 5.
Yeah.
I guess that came out in 2015, right?
It's content rich. You can S rank everything. You go
Yeah.
back and redo all the missions.
Yeah.
They just took away the online multiplayer
for what? Everything?
for the where you infiltrate each other's base.
For every platform?
They shut down
Man,
the
that
servers.
sucks. Oh, they just shut down the servers for the PS3 ones.
I don't know. 2021. They said they shut. I thought that was a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, but it was PlayStation. It came out on PlayStation 3 and 4, I think.
Apparently, Bluepoint's going to do a remake next.
Of what?
Solid.
Oh, the first Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah.
Why don't they just port the Twin Snakes? Did you ever play that one?
I think they're going to do the trilogy.
Okay.
That's fine. I don't care what they do. Everything they do is amazing. They did Shadow of Colossus and Demon Souls.
Oh, it's those guys.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Jacob's been playing Demon Souls. He played Elden Ring, and then he went back to Demon Souls. He's like, wow, I'm way better at Demon Souls now that I've mastered Elden Ring. I was like, yeah, it's FromSoft. It's the dodge roll. You got to master the dodge roll and the timing.
Yeah, Demon Souls is prettier anyway.
Yeah.
I don't do anything. I just do magic.
Yeah.
I just stand off and shoot because it's prettier to look at and it's more fun for photo mode.
Yeah. I mean, what I should do is I need to play the first God of War. Well, the first PlayStation 4 God of War. My nephew's playing the new one a lot.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Bluepoint had a hand in Ragnarok.
They did?
That's the most recent thing they've done. They helped out.
Oh, cool.
They're in Austin. Apparently, they're stealing employees from Rare.
From Retro?
Retro,
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
They stole two employees from Retro left and formed Bluepoint, and one of them died. And they're still poaching Retro dudes.
Nice. I'm sure there's lots of clickbait articles about that.
Clickbait.
Clickbait. That's the stories where like Ellen Page is still recovering from her trauma or his trauma. Shit.
Their trauma.
Elliot Page
Mein Kampf.
is recovering from his trauma.
It'd be really funny if she said something racist about Last of Us because she should have been the Last of Us girl.
Yeah.
'Cause they made it to look like her, and she's like, "It's like now it's a black girl."
Well, it wasn't Last of Us's voice actress the little girl from Who's the Boss?
I'm not sure.
I think so. I think she was the
Punky Brewster.
no. She was I don't know. She was in like the Avengers as like a waitress. I don't know. I'd have to look up the actress, but
Did you watch Parker Lewis?
Parker Lewis Can't Lose. Some of it long time ago.
Remember Kubiak, the big guy?
No.
Was a bully. Was in this horrible Nick Cage movie.
Oh yeah.
The Old Way.
Is that new?
Yeah. And then somebody just put it on Plex.
Oh, did you watch it?
I was trying to watch it ironically, and it was still too even bad to.
It's like that Velma show. It's like it's not even good to watch ironically.
No, it was horrible. I played the Forspoken demo. That comes out like next week, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the reviews say.
I'm looking forward to.
I'm in a political hysterectomy her voice out of that game.
Yeah, is there
mute the whole dialogue.
Is there any duct tape DLC where like you pre-order it and you can put duct tape on her mouth so she stops freaking talking? Did you see what
I can't believe it's magic, bitch.
Did you see what the requirements are for that on PC? It's like insane. It's like for 30 frames per second you have to have like 24 gigs of RAM and a 3070.
You have to believe all women. You have to say that trans is good.
Yeah, you have to.
Music
You have to
along
you have
with the
to
whole-
you have to say into your microphone representation matters.
Your PC has to be totally woke.
Yeah.
It doesn't have sleep mode at all. You have
Yeah.
to turn sleep mode off. Your PC has to be woke forever.
It's woke on land.
Was Need for Speed Unbound came out, and I was excited because it has some Burnout people, some Criterion people.
Yeah.
And they're saying that's the closest Burnout-ish feeling-y game
Yeah, if we could bring
since Burnout. But
give me some Burnout. Burnout's my favorite racing game of all time.
yeah, I mean, really the only good thing that they still haven't really brought back from Burnout is the slow motion crashes.
Yeah.
Which they could do so good now if they wanted to.
Oh yeah.
Some of those people went on and made a golf game where you just hit a golf ball in a room full of glass shit.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. It's in slow motion. It's called Dangerous Golf.
Badass.
I was trying to find another tactical espionage game, and I had a bunch of people suggest a bunch of stuff. Rust. I'm not going to play Rust. It looks dumb. Because it has like promotional
Yeah.
Halloween stuff or whatever. I'm not trying to get into that. But then, Hogwarts. The only... If Hogwarts feels like Fortnite, like
Yeah.
it has robot-y movement, then I'm going
Yeah.
to be pissed. Because
Right.
everything else about it looks amazing. It's got Simon Pegg. It's a free roaming. It's a full island. Everyone's always wanted to explore that island. It's got mounts. It's got flying mounts. It's got
Yeah.
several different flying mounts.
Yeah.
So-
I haven't watched anything about it. All I've seen is the headlines of like all the outrage, and then of all the how it's like the highest most pre-ordered, most anticipated game. When does that come out? Like
Are they mad at the
in
game because
February?
J.K. Rowling said boys
Yeah.
have a penis and girls have a
Yeah.
vagina?
Now Harry Potter is bad because if you buy anything Harry Potter, then it goes to J.K. Rowling, who is a TERF who doesn't.
They're in cahoots. There's footage for the movies in the trailers for the game. They're talking about the characters.
Yeah.
They're all her characters. She wrote all. That's all her IP.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Well, and she's also apparently she's come out and said that after she said all those things that made everybody so outraged.
She raped people with her words.
Right. Actually,
She human trafficked everybody's, sex trafficked everybody's mind into thinking stuff.
and she basically she made more money. More people bought more of her stuff after she said
Hell yeah,
that.
she got a
her books
Patreon.
went up. Yeah. Yeah, her book sales went up. Like she's just as popular as ever. It's like the louder they scream, the more counterproductive it is. Same thing with Dave Chappelle.
Reverberates.
The louder the more outraged you are.
Yeah, there's no such thing as bad press.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I was wondering about that with Andrew Callahan. The timing.
Yeah.
And Roiland just had a game come out.
Yeah, it's just so weird how these things come in waves.
You can't get too. Yeah, you can't. I like old people that worry about talking on Facebook. They're like, we can't talk about this. I'm gonna get canceled. It's
Yeah.
like, you're not famous. Nobody gives a
Yeah.
fuck about your
No.
Facebook.
Nobody's canceling retirees.
We're just on here to show you pictures of your grandkids.
Yeah.
So you don't need to put your views. There's a crazy homeless guy in our neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
It's been all over Nextdoor, and then it was in the news the next day. He's got a sledgehammer and a chainsaw. He's been stacking up wood in the retention pond behind the parking.
Okay.
Across the street when you go down Davis, Longview's on the right, and
Yeah.
on the left there's a huge field
Yeah.
for all those houses now get flooded. There's a pile of wood over there. I've been stealing wood off of it for my fire pit because this crazy homeless guy has very conveniently placed a bunch of logs over there, and he's breaking stuff. He's writing threatening messages to joggers.
Okay. They
They have those big limestone blocks that Watershed uses to
Mhm.
keep houses from falling into the creek.
Yep.
He's on that Westgate and Stasny Park, the co-op, the
Yeah.
gardening co-op, chopping up rocks, and they got him on the news.
Really?
They interviewed him.
Oh yeah.
He said he's not chopping up rocks. He's making sculptures outside of this person's house because they're a Satanist.
Awesome.
He's trying to intimidate them with his sledgehammer
Yeah.
sculptures. So I have a sledgehammer and a chainsaw, and I was gonna start walking around, where he walks around with. But you don't bring a knife to a gunfight. He's already got a sledgehammer and
Yeah.
a chainsaw, so you got to bring something worse.
Right.
So I'm thinking like a shovel and some duct tape, something that implies the end of the problem.
A final solution, if you will.
Final solution. You bring a chainsaw and a sledgehammer. I'm gonna bring a hatchet, and some lie. We'll see who's around tomorrow.
Yeah.